All right, my Aries friends. Michael Eschenburg here, Honest Dame, bringing you your monthly horoscope for February of 2020. We've got some good movement going on this month. We've got Mars entering your 10th house. All right, we've got Mercury moving from your house of community into the 12th house of completion. We've got a retrograde going on. Venus is also going to move out of your house of completion into your first house. All right, so starting it off on the 2nd of February, okay, Mercury is going to enter its shadow period. All right, so the retrograde doesn't start until the 17th, but the shadow period, so what happens is basically, Mercury's moving forward. Then it hits its retrograde on the 17th, and it's going to be in Pisces. Then it moves all the way back to the 28th degree of Aquarius. And that's where it's going to start is on the 2nd. So between the 2nd of February and the 17th of February, we should pay special attention to this time, as at the end of the Mercury retrograde cycle, we're going to be revisiting that area of our lives, okay? So again, for an Aries, it's going from your place of community, social gatherings, futuristic thinking, okay? It's where Mercury is right now, our planet of communication, information, intuition, trading of goods, okay? In the sign of community-driven Aquarius, technology, all right? So it's going to be moving out of your 11th house into your 12th house, a sign of completion, okay? Sign of karma, as well as, the infant child and the guru on the mountaintop. So there's going to be a lot of insight and information coming into you at the first half of the month, okay? Again, the retrograde doesn't technically start till the 17th. So for the first, 2.5 weeks, we're forward moving. All planets are direct right now. All planets are moving forward right now. All right. So it's like highlighting, where have we been the infant child? Where have we not stepped up to be the individual that we see ourselves to be in the future? Where have we not stepped up to be the man, the woman, whatever it is, our own strengths to carry something on? Where have we dropped the ball? And now have we learned lessons from this to be a better individual, so that we can be that person that we see ourselves being? And when we revisit things in the future, those past, circumstances or conditions in the future, are we going to be able to handle them in a different way, in a way of experience? Yeah. So this retrograde is going to be very, very powerful for you, as it's going to, again, it's going through that karmic place of like learned lessons. All right. So on the 3rd, Mercury enters the sign of Pisces, which is your 12th house. So from the 3rd all the way till the 17th, okay, you're experiencing a lot of that energy. And then the retrograde is going to go on for 3 weeks, and then right back into Aquarius, okay? On the 7th, okay, Venus is going to enter out of your sign of completion, out of your 12th house, into your first house, okay? This is awesome. All right, so Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces, okay? Because it's free to roam, it's free to feel, free. Feel to feel, free to feel all the wonderful things in life, a sense of wearing rose-colored glasses and seeing all of this beauty, okay? But it's just like it's in the ether, all right? So when Venus enters Aries, it's powerful, because we're taking that love, we're taking that desire, we're taking that passion, and we're putting it into action, which is the fiery sign of Aries, right? It's the spark of the match. So it's just like we're taking steps in the direction that we want to go to. So, during the past month, we've been feeling all of these good things, and maybe meditating or doing yoga and feeling all those good things, or connecting with the ether, or connecting with the spiritual realm. And now it's just like, okay, we're going to put these into practice. Okay, we're going to start to move forward and take the initiative, a very Aries kind of adjective word. We're taking the initiative, and we're going to move forward with our love, with our desires. So that's a very exciting feeling. And then on the 9th, it's going to technically happen on the 10th. Okay, Venus is going to conjunct Chiron. But we're going to feel it because it's happening, well, depending on where you're at in the world, but we're going to feel it around the 9th and the 10th. Okay, but the conjunction is exact on the 10th. Now, I've got my chart set here for Eastern Standard Time, so please note where you're at, wherever you're at, and how that's going to affect this reading. Okay. So Venus conjunct Chiron is again, it's only going to happen about once every year and a half. All right. Now, Chiron freshly moved into Aries not that long ago. It's only at 2 degrees here. I'll go back to the chart and show you. Chiron is the wounded healer in the zodiac. All right. So going through Aries, it's about instincts. It's about our gut. When we look at the chart, we can say, like this is, the infant child who it's in a sense it's simplistic. Baby fingers and toes is all I know. I'm going to go toward what is good, and I'm going to go away from what is bad. In the simplest form, that's a great way to look at Aries. Not saying that Aries is baby, but you know what I'm saying. So when Chiron enters Aries, it's healing our instinctual aspects of ourselves, of what we're going towards, what we're running away from. Just because it's a dark shadow doesn't mean it's frightening. Sometimes, being curious and entering into those spaces is a beautiful and necessary step in life. So Chiron's taking the time here to heal, okay? Taking the time to heal our old wounds. All right, so when Venus, our planet of love, wants, and desires, meets up with Chiron, here, let's fast forward, on the 10th, yeah, 9th and the 10th. Yeah, it's right around there, as you see. Anyway, our love, wants, and desires and healing our instincts, what this does is it's going to be a sense of healing, healing old wounds, healing old love wounds. If you've put your heart and soul into something and found a door shut on you, or a breakup, or having a wonderful job that you love that just vanished into thin air, and this has caused trauma. Our trauma can sometimes create an impact on us that leads to our personality. Well, why are you closed off to new relationships? Well, because everyone I've ever dated has cheated on me, or because they always leave, and it's just well, our mind is set on the future right now. We still have the sun in Aquarius, right, where it's going to be until the 19th. We have our mind set on the future, and we're creating, this septile between Saturn and Pluto, or the septile between Pluto and Neptune in Pisces. This is saying look, we have to make great change in our lives in order to achieve where we want to be in our lives. So we have to let go of some of these old wounds, because it was what it was. We learned what we needed to out of those relationships, and that's another powerful part of Mercury entering your 12th house, right, in Pisces. So it's like a completion. So those two are really feeding off each other, although they don't aspect. There's not any aspects going on between Mercury and Venus, and Mercury in Pisces and Venus down there in Aries connecting with Chiron, but they're both feeding. It's just like milk and cereal. They're a positive influence without being a conflicting aspect to one another. So it's very, very, very exciting as we get to heal some of those old parts of ourselves that don't serve us anymore. Letting go of these conditions that have, implanted and stamped us onto our lives, that it's just well, that's not how I want to be. If I truly want the great relationship, if I would truly want to be in this job or position that I want, I have to take action and move forward toward it. Right? And that's what Aries is great at. It's about moving forward. It's about taking those steps and not being afraid to put oneself out there. So you're going to have an awesome time with that transit. As well, we've got a full moon in Leo on the 9th. Okay? So this is going to happen in your 5th house. Creative self-expression. Okay? Very, very, very powerful. So the sun's going to be in the sign of Aquarius, your 11th house of community, of wearing the hat as a director. Okay, it's just I see a greater vision for the future, and how am I going to maneuver around and move the chess pieces where they got to go to win this game? This game is my life, right? This game is your life. So how are we maneuvering these pieces around? And the emotional moon says, what do I need? I need to be courageous. I need to be a leader. I need to have, the vigor and veracity to carry on, to carry this flag, right? So the fire sign of Aries is the spark of the match, but the fire sign of Leo is what keeps the fire going, right? So the Aries is going to spark the match that's going to start the fire. But that's a lot of initial energy, a lot of inertia in Aries, okay? So at times it's just like there's this sense to like drive and like bam, do something real fast. But then when it comes to carrying that on, it's just like, I've spent all my energy right now. A great way to look at this is like when we see, a cement slab and then you see this tiny, little sprout of a weed or a tree or something coming up out of it. Okay, it takes a lot, that Aries inertia, that energy to sprout through, to grow through that crack. Okay, and then after it does that initial breakthrough, it's going to rely on the sun and the rain and the clouds to cover, right, for it to grow and to continue its growth. So this full moon in the sign of Leo is going to give you that extra bit of energy and courage to carry on with whatever is going on in your life. Okay, so very, very, very powerful full moon for you. Okay, then on the 16th, very, very exciting aspect for my Aries friends. Mars is going to be entering the sign of Capricorn. Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn. What that means is it's its favorite place to be. Mars is our planet of action, as well as passion. Passionately moving forward. We follow our love. Venus is our love, but we follow it. We have to take action to get it. I can't just sit here and say, oh, I wish I had this. I wish I had this. I wish I had this. It's just like we have to take action into getting those things that we want. So when Mars enters Capricorn, the goat, the top of the mountain, baby, like we're getting things done. All right. There's nothing that's going to stop this goat from getting to the top of the mountain. There's nothing stopping it from doing impossible feats, right? Or what seem impossible. So when Mars is entering your 10th house of career and public image, all right? So this full moon's going to give you that extra bit of courage. Venus moving into your first house is like, yeah, I got to shine some love on myself here. I got to appreciate me and what's going on in my life. I've been through a lot, learned a lot over the past year, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, maybe longer. Always, we've been learning so much as we grow. Right? So it's just like this extra boost of confidence, this extra fire in our hearts of like really finding, our own desires and what we love, moving forward, having the ability to keep that fire lit, and then saying like, career, what is going on with my career? And what are the steps that I need to take? What are the action that I need to take? Because it's all doable over the next nearly 2 months that Mars is going to be in the sign of Capricorn, your 10th house, okay? So this is a great opportunity for work growth. Very, very, very exciting time as well. There's a stellium in Capricorn right now. Stellium is, 3 or more planets. We've got Mars, the south node, so Mars, planet of action, the south node letting go of, of seeing the mountain and saying, oh, I don't know if I can climb that. It's like, heck yeah, I can. I've got all this, tenacious veracity going on right now. I know who I am. I'm an Aries, so then we've got Jupiter saying more. I want to create more in my life. I want more opportunities. I want more career advancements going on in my life, right? We've got Pluto up there, creating that step tile over there to Pisces and Neptune, okay? Which that's about transcendence, transcending the career. It's just like maybe we're in one career over here that pays us good money, but that doesn't supply Venus and Aries to our heart's desires, right? So maybe we're going to take a job for less money that follows our heart's passion. And eventually will work itself out to where you're going to be making more money than you ever were in this job over here, which is seemingly a dead end, right? And Saturn's up there as well, home in Capricorn, cleaning house, making sure everything is in its right place before it moves into the sign of Aquarius, which is going to happen later, in a couple months. So it's an amazing, amazing month, my Aries friends. If you're new to the channel, check it out. We're doing daily astrology videos, which dive even deeper into every single daily aspect that's going on. So those videos can be pretty powerful. There's a lot of insight that comes through. So either way, you've got an amazing rockin' month ahead of you. Have a happy February. I know you will. It's going to be very illuminating, very fiery for you. And we'll see you tomorrow.